All right, so now that you know what these different macronutrients are, let's teach you how to calculate macronutrients for you for your own specific goals. So, first of all, we have to understand if we're burning 2,000 calories in a day, how are those 2,000 calories being burned? Most of it is going to come from your basal metabolic rate. All right, this is pretty much how many calories you burn every single day with no effort. If you were literally just to stay home all day, get 0 steps, that's how many calories you would burn because of your metabolism. Then we have our physical activity. So that's your steps, your workouts, everything included, which means that the more active you are, the more calories you're going to burn on a daily basis, which is why it's so important to stay as active as possible, even if it's just going out and getting some steps. And then you have your thermic effect of food. That is how many calories you burn through the digestion of food. And we talked about it earlier. You're going to burn way more calories eating protein than you will carbs and fat. So we need to make sure that that's a major part of your diet. So the way that you are going to come up with your total daily expenditure, and this is how many calories total, everything included, you burn on a daily basis. This is the most important number because from there, we are either going to subtract 500 calories to lose weight or add 500 calories to gain weight. So what you do is you get your basal metabolic rate, which you can calculate by doing an in-body machine. You take your activity level and then you come up with your TDE. Another really easy way to do this, guys, and it's pretty accurate. You can just go on a website like ifitfitsyourmacros.com or this one right here. And I have been using both for years. I've used them for clients and they work great. So now let's say you calculate your total daily energy expenditure and then you have some goals to either gain weight or lose weight. How do you know how to adjust it from there? So if your goal is weight loss, your protein is pretty much going to stay the same. And you have to keep your protein relatively high to preserve as much muscle as possible during your weight loss journey. Your carbs are going to stay moderate. We don't want to remove them completely because then when we introduce them later, our body's not going to know how to digest them and you're going to end up gaining all of that weight back. And then your fats, we want those moderate to low so we can save some extra calories throughout the day. So what I would suggest, figure out what your TDE is by using one of those websites. Start with 500 calories lower than that number. And then once you start losing weight and you will eventually hit a plateau, from there, decrease 100 calories that come straight from your carbs, and then you'll start losing weight again. And when you have hit a plateau, do it again until your calories are starting to get like dangerously low. Then it's time to do something called reverse dieting, which is pretty much going to reset your metabolism. And that's something I can make another training on some other time. So let's say you're trying to gain weight. So if you are trying to gain weight, you pretty much have to eat for the body that you're trying to develop. So your protein is going to be slightly higher, not much, but remember, we have to get a lot of extra calories in, right? So if our protein is only slightly higher, that's not going to do the job. We need to get those carbs really, really high. And that's what's going to help fuel your muscle recovery. And then your fats are going to be pretty moderate. So let's say you figure out what your total daily energy expenditure is. You add 500 calories, you gain maybe 3-4 pounds, and then you just hit a wall again. You stop gaining weight. From there, I would add 250 additional calories through mostly carbs, maybe some fats as well, and then keep going from there. And you could definitely add a lot more calories than what you can drop if you're trying to lose weight. So you could probably be well beyond 1,500, maybe 1,800 calories, depending on how much you weigh, really more than your total daily energy expenditure until you have to restart that process. All right, in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to measure your food so you could be as accurate as possible, and then also how to track all of this stuff and make it super easy.